Right. We could be like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
Oh,
Exactly.
hey guys. Hopefully we are live. It says that we are live, so I'm just gonna roll with it. If you are catching us live, if you're catching the replay, drop a hey, hello. How is your Wednesday going? Your second week of January. Whoop,
It's
whoop.
crazy to me. I just gotta ask really quick too. Like, does anyone still have their Christmas stuff up?
No.
I asked that question. There was a lot of no's yesterday. I was feeling a little left out.
I took it down last weekend because I'm like, oh, okay, but I still have not put all my other stuff back up, so it's
Well,
halfway. I'm halfway with you.
there you go. Too funny.
Awesome. Well, say hello when you're hopping on. Give Sarah Lynn some support. Hopefully, you have your Christmas tree up.
It's right there. Come on.
Right. And today I am super excited, guys, because this was one of those like aha moments, those that like little light bulb went off when all the pieces started coming together because I felt like I was always doing something, but I wasn't, I was on that hamster wheel. So, we're going to talk about how to take the guesswork out of social selling and discover exactly how to attract your ideal prospect on Facebook and that converts them into like your most loyal customers and business builders. So give me the little hands emoji because I love the hands emoji. If this is like right up your alley because you feel like you are constantly doing reels, you're constantly maybe in groups, you're constantly posting content, but you still just don't have any of those conversations that you're needing. So, it might be that you don't know enough about Facebook to build a business on it. Nobody's engaging, nobody's buying on it. Maybe you're a newbie, and if you are, welcome. We say hey to you. And you just don't really have a content strategy just yet. So before we get into all that, so I don't forget, I'm Cassie Billingsley, aka the Systematic Chick. And this is Sarah Lynn Kate, the amazing Sarah Lynn Kate. She's pretty
Thank
dang
you.
awesome. And I am thankful that she is in my corner and a part of this with me. So, we are going to teach you exactly how to do this and what might be, that missing link. Okay. So, I'm curious to know first before I dive into this. Do you have a Facebook funnel? Drop it in the comments if you guys have a Facebook funnel. Because, and you may be thinking, what is a funnel? And
I was
no,
gonna
I'm not
say.
talking about the funnel that you go to make your sweet tea and you dump your sugar into it, kind of funnel. It looks like that, yes. But this is a strategy that Sarah Lynn and I started implementing, and it will walk you through on how to take that brand new connection that you've made and how to convert them into a sell without being Sammy, without being spammy. And we'll show you how a Facebook funnel can do that.
I'm just gonna say, you're from the South or influenced by the South when you say you use a funnel for your sweet tea.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that analogy. How much sugar are you putting in that sweet tea?
Hey, let me know I'm not alone. If you know what I'm talking about, where you get the old milk jug and you brew your tea and you dump it in there and then you put your funnel on so you can scoop in your 2 cups of sugar, let me know.
I guess that's just the Chicago Midwestern native in me. I just can't imagine.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
hilarious. I use funnels to put oil in my car.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but
That's
sweet
so
tea.
funny. All right, guys. Sorry. I'm like, what? What was that? If anyone's like me who's like, you use that much sugar, you need a funnel for your sweet tea, like, go ahead. Like, I'm right there with you. So, all right. So, the very first topic that we want to talk about with you today, with what it looks like when regarding your Facebook funnel, we're going to explain it pretty clearly with you guys today. So, hold on tight. But in order to, fill up, to get people into your influence, your sphere of influence, your Facebook funnel, is that you need to set the stage. You need to set the foundation. Meaning you want to make sure that your profile on Facebook and on any social media account really
Mhm.
is that it is set up to speak to those that you are attracting. So I'm curious, for those of you who are watching, if you're catching the replay, I'm going to ask you the bold question. Does your profile speak to those you serve? Think of your profile almost like a business card. Is it professional enough like that? Or do you have a picture of your cat in your profile picture? It's the last thing we want. You could be with your cat if you absolutely need to be. I understand. I'm a dog person. But here's the thing, your profile picture should only be of you. It shouldn't be with your partner. It shouldn't be with your best friend. The reason why is because with a complete stranger who doesn't know you, when they stumble upon your profile, they see your profile picture, like, I don't know who's who.
Right.
Like, who's this person? I don't know who I'm trying to like make that connection with the name. So eliminate that confusion by making sure that it's a clear, well-lit photo of you. All right. Now, same thing with your cover photo. Is your cover photo just this like, I've seen it from time to time again, where it's like somebody puts a picture of their family and for some reason it's like cut off their family's heads and it's their body. Look, you could have a picture of your family. That's fine. You don't need a beautifully curated image from Canva that shares everything that you do. It does help, absolutely. But making sure that it is aesthetically pleasing. Something that's not super confusing and also but shows that, okay, you look like somebody that I would want to learn from. You look like somebody that I'd want to purchase something from. Okay. Those first impressions matter. And the same thing when it comes to your bio, like the things that either the actual bio statement that you have underneath your photo, because people like the first impression, it takes like 3 seconds now to make a first impression. And when they land on your profile, they're going to see profile picture, your banner photo, and your bio first. And if it doesn't speak to them, they're going to just scroll on out. They're going to be like, whoa, you're not my person. Okay.
Mhm.
From there, though, they're going to scroll down to view your content. All right. So that content is an important piece to the puzzle. Cassie's going to share a little bit about that piece. But here's the thing, like the content that you put out there, there's 2 ways that you're going to be able to attract people with your content. And when you attract people with this content, essentially, like they're going to come on in and check out your profile and see if you're somebody they want to continue to follow and
Mhm.
learn from. If it doesn't speak to them, you lost them. Okay. Now, the 2 ways that you can intentionally attract them to you is what we call a direct method and an indirect method. The direct method is great if you're brand new to the platform and you're like, I don't know really what to do, what to say, what to create. Groups. All right. You can leverage groups to help attract people to you. So you could go into groups. We've done many trainings on this, but you could essentially go to groups where your ideal prospect hangs out. So you have to do a little bit of research on your ideal
Mhm.
prospects and, discover what it is, the problems that they are having and find those groups that they are inside to help alleviate their problems that they could do their research on. And you could go in there and bring value. Don't sell in there. By all means, don't sell in there. That's the last thing you want to do. You could sell in this group if you want on Fridays, but most groups do not allow you to do that. Okay. Instead, you can provide them with content that leaves them feeling something where it's like where you're entertaining them, you're educating them, and you're relating to them.
Mhm.
All right. It leaves them feeling something. There is zero selling, but instead you are connecting with them at that particular level. Now, the other thing that you can do is the indirect method, which is leveraging reels. Last week we did the 2023 trends. Go watch it if you haven't. And we talk about the importance of reels in your strategy. And the reason why it's so important right now is because it is the quickest way to reach outside of your existing following, your friends and family, your warm market. All right, you can have a video and it can essentially blow up and you have thousands of views. I just saw a friend of mine who had a reel go viral and she had over 100 comments asking to learn more information from new people.
Right.
Drop a heck yes if that's something that you want.
Heck
All right,
yes.
you can get that from reels. And so, with this, yet again, you want to create content that leaves them feeling something where you're entertaining them, you're educating them, you're relating to them. Um, but you're also being intentional with the first impression inside your reel. This is what we call your hook. All right. Using relevant keywords that your ideal community or your ideal prospects are using. Answering their problems, answering their questions inside of these reels. That's how you're going to get more of the viral, like, heck yes, like, I want more information, where you get 100 people saying that. Now with your content, like I said, you want to like about 80% of the time, whether you're leveraging groups or reels, more so in reels, you want to follow the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is where 80% of the time you are leaving them with that feeling. All right. Educating, entertaining, relating to. And then 20% of the time, only 20% of the time in your reels, will you be selling something? Okay. Only 20%. And I'm curious, who here is off on that ratio? All right. Be honest with yourself. The reason we could go into a whole nother training as to why that's important,
Right.
but basically it's going to prevent you from becoming a spammy pammy and another clone of your company. Okay. There's a lot of people in your company, whether it's brand spanking new, it doesn't matter. If you become a clone, people are just going to scroll on past. It's going to get old and irrelevant eventually. So brand yourself instead. So
100%. Yes, I love that. Yeah, and that 80-20 rule, guys, like, you're not your company, you are you, right? We say that all the time. And so that is kind of like the view of that top of the funnel. Like, if you think of the funnel, we're bringing people in, right? We got to continuously feed our funnel. So now what do you do in the middle of the funnel? Well, you got to nurture that community, right? So we go into community nurturing. We go into how to take your ideal prospect, the ones that are coming into your funnel, and how do you build trust with them? How do you nurture them where they're wanting to know more, where they're wanting to learn from you, where they're wanting to see more about what it is that you do? And we do this by leveraging our content. Like Sarah Lynn said, it's 80-20. You have to have a content strategy that speaks to your audience, that speaks to them, because now you're becoming that authority, right? You're becoming that person that they're going to go to because they're like, oh yes, Sarah Lynn, I know I struggle with anxiety and depression. I saw a post from her because I keep seeing them, and they're going to go to who they trust, who they know, what they're about, because you have to be consistent with your content to have somebody know exactly who you are. If you're over here talking about dogs and cats and kittens and cows and horses and chickens, all these things, but then over here you're like, hey, by the way, here's a weight loss supplement. And then over here, I'm going to talk about, it's raining today, that kind of stuff. They're going to be like, wait, where is this person at? Like, I'm confused. So
Absolutely.
You can add in, believe me, I live in the sticks. Sarah Lynn was laughing yesterday when we were talking because she's like, wait, what? Like, we were talking about, I have snakes. She asked if I had mice. And I'm like, well, I have snakes. So I do have mice, like, not in my house. Okay. But, and in the field across, we have pigs out there sometimes. We have horses, we have cows. My next door neighbor has a goose. Like, I live in the sticks, guys.
That you do.
But so your content has to connect with them. And here's some content types that you can rotate through. If you post 7 days a week or 5 days a week or 3 times a week, it doesn't matter if your content is of value. Okay. Going back to what Sarah Lynn said, your content needs to make them feel something. They have to feel in order to buy. So you have humor, right? Humor can be anything that just makes them laugh, because your intention is just to connect with them. Like, if you think something's funny and you want to connect with your audience, put it on there. That's one style post, humor. Lifestyle, guys. Everybody wants to see behind the scenes, because I am not alone in this. And let me know that I'm not alone in this with the little hand emoji again. Is those perfectly curated photos where everything has to be picture perfect, and it's not your life. It's not. There's days that I am like, I am not getting dressed. I'm staying in my hoodie with my hood over my head and in my sweatpants. Like, I am not getting ready today. Show your life. You guys, that is the quickest way for somebody to like, know, and trust you is by getting to know you. Um, if you're like us right now, and I'm sure because everybody's Facebook is a little wonky at the moment as Facebook tries to figure out what to show you, engagement posts, guys. Get them to answer the question in your head. An engagement post isn't something that's meant to be complicated and talking about what is pi to the square to the third power, whatever. Sorry, my son always talks about pi, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't know what half a pie is in that. But
I would care if it was food pie, but
well, right, yeah, mathematical pie, okay. And so make it relevant, that engagement post, make it relevant to what's going on. Maybe it's a trend, maybe it's something but you want them to answer the question quickly in their head. Okay. If they're answering it in their head, people love to give their opinions, right? So keep your engagement post there. Educate. Okay. Educate is building that authority for people to trust you. You got to educate, talk about the problem that you had and the solution that you found. Every single one of you have a story. Leverage that story and take it in bite-sized pieces and educate your audience on why they need your solution. Okay. And curiosity. It creates FOMO, guys. It gets them asking more about it. You can generate curiosity. Like, I used to lay in bed, or I used to not sleep at all at night, right? Until I found something that knocks me out. Like I'm a 2-year-old that slept through the night, or whatever the case being. You want to create curiosity so they're asking you for more. Just like Sarah Lynn said with the reels, when you create that curiosity and people are like, wait, what are you taking? What are you doing? Wait, I need that. And they get to comment 100 comments, guys, that says, I want more information. So any of these content types, the humor, lifestyle, engagement, educate, and curiosity can be used in stories, highlights, reels, posts, even lives. Okay.
Absolutely.
And one of the most important things that you can do with your content is to respond to the comments with intention and engaging back with them. Don't just let them comment and then you heart it. Engage back with them. Show love, because if they're commenting on your stuff, you need to click on their profile and then go comment on something of theirs. You have to build that connection, and it's called networking for a reason. So if they're showing you love, go show them love on their page. Start that conversation in the comments. So when you go to ask them, when we talk about the missing link in the bottom of the funnel with those enrollments in that conversation, you now have a foundation with them.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the missing link in your Facebook strategy. Okay. I'm curious here, and let's just be honest, and I'm going to say that I've done this myself. How many here sell directly to your audience? Last week, we shared a statistic where I think it was like, what was it? 54% of brands sell directly to their audience, but only like 4% do well with it.
Yeah.
And that's where, if you're unsure what that means, is like where you're making multiple posts a week to just simply sell your product. Oh, we have a sale on our product. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's only it's half off to join our team this week. Like, yes, you can do that every once in a while because it's something exciting. However, you can't just rely on that. You can't. Because I'm curious, for those of you who sell directly to your audience in that manner, how well is that working for you? If you're here inside this group, that tells me it's not very well. It's very clear. So here's the thing, like, to help you out with this is where you're going to use that funnel, a marketing funnel. And just to kind of go into a little bit more in depth with this, because it's a bit more of a stronger term if you're newer to the network marketing industry. But a marketing funnel is basically where you have done research and you've picked a group of people who are your ideal prospects, also what you're known is your target market. When you've done your research with your target market, they're going to go into this funnel. All right. It looks just like this. At the top of the funnel is where you are trying to pour people into. Okay. This is where you are growing your following. All right. They've never met you before. They just got to know you. You're setting that first impression. This is what we also call or refer to as a cold audience. Now, when they come in here, you are, to be able to grow and attract people into this, just as a little recap from earlier, is that you've got to ask yourself, like, am I going through the groups route to fill them into this funnel, or am I taking the reels route to fill them into this funnel? Okay. When they're inside of this and they stay in instead of jumping right on out, because they do that, they're people, we can't control them. But to get them to stay in this, so this is where we want to influence them. We want to nurture relationships. And this is what we call the middle of the funnel. All right. I only have two hands here to hold this up. But it's where we call the middle of the funnel to warm them up, build up those relationships, nurture that community. Now the bottom of the funnel is where you are enrolling your community members as customers or as business builders. And you can even have systems in place to speed it up. Now, here's the thing. All right. What we just went through is 4 different steps. 4 steps. A marketing funnel is a customer's journey. Every brand uses this online, in the store, any place that you go. It is a marketing funnel. You go into a grocery store, you walk on in and you see the produce. You go further in and then you're influenced to purchase other stuff, like maybe it's junk food of some sort, chips and chocolate. And then at the very end, you're bombarded with like, oh, there's a candy bar. And then you make your purchase. That's the end of your funnel.
Got to have the candy bar at the end of when you're checking out, because you're always like, oh, I need to grab a Snickers.
Absolutely. Like you're hungry at that point. You've been seeing all this food. You want to eat now.
It's a marketing strategy.
It is. It is a marketing strategy that they've invested millions on to master. All right. This is psychology. Sales has a lot of psychology involved with it. It's not just where you post and boom, you pray and you all of a sudden get a ton of people who are like, yes, I'm all about this. It doesn't work that way. Okay. So to give you an idea of your ultimate Facebook funnel, all right, just you have an idea of what a marketing funnel is, and the DMO around this. So daily mode of operation, the tasks that you want to take. First and foremost, you've got to do the research on your ideal target market, your ideal community members. That way, you know what sort of content to create, whether you're going to create it inside of groups at that top of funnel to grow that following, or create that content inside reels to attract them to you into your ultimate Facebook funnel. Okay. Now, from there, you're going to nurture. You're going to set time aside each and every day. And now, by the way, in the top of funnel, you have to commit to a number. How often are you going to connect inside groups? How often are you going to create reels each day or each week? All right, set a commitment so that way you're consistently drawing people into this funnel. If you skip this step here, you're going to run out of people.
Yep.
All right. Same thing. If you skip the target research, you're going to be talking to the wrong people. All right. It's important to have. So once you've attracted people in and now you're ready to nurture them, all right, set time aside each day to intentionally engage with them. Create that content in your feeds, using the type of content that Cassie talked to you about, and create content that strikes up conversation, but also provides value so that way you can nurture those relationships. Now, if you skip this step and you go from a cold person at the top of your funnel straight into the bottom of your funnel and try to sell to them, they're going to be like, whoa, you just view me as a number. Screw you. I'm going over here. All right. People don't owe you anything. All right. So you have to deliver. You have to be intentional with how you build up those relationships with them. Now, at the bottom of the funnel is where you're going to create content that maybe has a direct call to action. Hey, if you want to learn more, go ahead and hit me up. Drop a heck yes, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to do a little bit more direct where you're going to reach out to them and send them messages to build, to say, hey, I'd love to work with you. Or maybe you're going to leverage systems to kind of use that automation. All right. That's at the bottom of the funnel though. And if you skip this step, then you're not going to be making sales. Each step is important. And you have to use each step strategically throughout the week. It's not just a vomit of information that you put on your social media. Right. It is where you are you're strategizing on where you're going to show up and how you're going to show up throughout the week. That way, your ultimate Facebook funnel works for you.
Yes, I love that, and love the strategy in place of that DMO, right? Your daily method of operation is growing, nurturing, and then enrolling. Like you have to do all 3 steps in order to have it. And so that is something that Sarah Lynn and I have talked about. We have done it. We have crafted, we have tested, we have evaluated. Like we have been in this industry, guys, for a very long time and have failed a lot too. I mean, you're not alone. Like we have some scars and bumps and bruises and those kind of things. But so when we come here to teach you guys and talk about like the things that you guys need in place, it's not just grabbing things from thin air or saying, hey, let's do this, kind of thing. It's something that we've tested and evaluated, things that have helped us rank up to that top 1% once we started understanding and implementing these things. And we want that same thing for you. So that ultimate Facebook funnel is, you can grab it today. It is a course that we do offer. And we walk you through in depth. Like this was just like a crash course, tip of the iceberg, kind of training on what you get inside of the ultimate Facebook funnel. This really, we go into it very strategically to teach you guys how to start showing up in social media and how to create your own funnel for success. So we have right now the ultimate Facebook funnel. You can use a coupon, the Fast Action 23 during checkout to get $50 off. Okay. And you're not only going to get like that $50 off, the first 10 people who opt in and who purchase it from this live, we are going to do a personalized Facebook social media audit. So we're going to go walk with you, like kind of go through your Facebook. We're going to look at your profile, your cover photo, your bio, your content, and give you guys our feedback on it. And I mean, that, like Sarah Lynn said, that's your business card. Like, wouldn't you want that set up for success? So the first thing somebody does as you're doing reels and in groups and they're coming to your profile, they are like, bam, yes, this is my person. Like, it's like a billboard. Like when you drive by, something catches your eye and you're like, oh, that was cool. Like it is your billboard. It is you and who you are and who you serve and who you help. And so we do that for the first 10 people who opt in. And so ultimately you're saving over like $350, guys, for the ultimate Facebook funnel. And it's not going to be, it's not an arm, it's not a leg. It's cheaper than $250. Okay. So with that Fast Action 23 coupon and getting that $50 off. If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat below and like do the little raise a hand emoji and say, I have a question. We would be happy to get in Facebook Messenger and kind of go back and forth with you. You can shoot us a direct message. But when we discovered this funnel, like this funnel of marketing and understanding exactly the psychology behind it and how it works in the industry, it was a game changer for us. And that's why we created this, because we didn't want to just keep it to ourselves. We wanted to share it with you guys as well. So
absolutely.
That's all I got for this second Wednesday of the month.
Sounds good. And what was that? I saw we were already 2% into 2023.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay. That's one way to look at it.
All I have to think about is if I make it through January from basketball season, I will be I will be golden. I'll be on cloud
There
9.
you go. It's a little bit longer.
Yes, a couple more weeks.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, guys. We will talk soon.
Love ya.
Bye.